Creepy. Okay. And here we go. Alright, hello everybody. About 1/3 of our existence consists of sleeping. It's a habit, enjoyable, and necessary for survival. A typical human enters sleep in stages, in which different parts of our body and our brain functions unconsciously. Once entering sleep, we begin with light sleep stages, NREM and NREM1, followed by NREM2, which is a very deep sleep. About 90 minutes into our cycle, we enter REM sleep, or rapid eye movement. This is where we experience vivid dreams and muscle paralysis. If you're a person suffering from narcolepsy, REM stage can occur within minutes of falling asleep, or even sporadically and spontaneously throughout the day. The neurological disorder, narcolepsy, has many symptoms that affect the lifestyle of those with this problem, but there are ways to treat this disorder. I have researched narcolepsy utilizing several credible and scholarly sources and have personally witnessed the painful and life-altering results from this terrible disorder, and I feel like I have adequately prepared this information to present to you all today. In the next few minutes, I will address in detail narcolepsy, what it is, the symptoms, and the treatments of this disorder. I will also discuss how it can affect someone's life and provide insight from persons suffering from narcolepsy. First, let me give you a brief introduction of narcolepsy and the symptoms associated with it. According to the staff at Mayo Clinic, narcolepsy is a chronic neurological sleep disorder characterized by overwhelming daytime drowsiness and sudden attacks of sleep. This disorder affects about 1 in every 2,000 people, and it is commonly diagnosed between people between the ages of 15 and 25. As I addressed earlier, if you're a narcoleptic person, you can enter REM sleep almost immediately. Regardless of where you are or what you're doing, if you have narcolepsy, you can instantly enter sleep or become extremely sleepy. This can be called a sleep attack. It's only one symptom of narcolepsy. Someone suffering from this sleeping disorder can also experience intense hallucinations, excessive daytime sleepiness, sleep paralysis, or cataplexy. As WebMD states, cataplexy is a sudden loss of muscle tone that leads to feelings of weakness and loss of voluntary muscle control. Many uninformed people believe that narcolepsy is associated with seizures or depression, but contrary to popular belief, narcolepsy itself is not due to these items listed, but rather it's a chronic condition that can have many other health issues diagnosed along with it. Although scientists are unsure of the cause of narcolepsy, those with it have been identified by having a specific gene that is responsible for the production of a chemical called hypocretin, and those with narcolepsy have a deficiency in this chemical, and this chemical controls arousal and wakefulness. And so other studies have shown that there's abnormalities in the parts of the brain that regulate sleep, which could result in these REM sleep problems. So knowing the symptoms is one thing, but witnessing it is another, and I can personally attest to how it can affect someone's life. Here's a short video of somebody with one of the symptoms of narcolepsy. So this video continues to go on talking about a personal video of someone trying to explain the effects of narcolepsy and some of the issues that can go along with that. And so cataplexy can occur at random, but it's mostly seen when the brain has a surge of emotion. So this can be like anger or pleasure or excitement or even laughter, and they'll go into like an instant coma like that. Lana Barrison is the mother of a 5-year-old boy who's suffering from narcolepsy, and she says in a documentary, an average person would have to stay awake about 48 to 72 hours before they could feel the pulling effects of the violent sleep her son wants, or people with narcolepsy experience. And also, after years of struggling with sleep, staying awake, and hallucinations, my 20-year-old sister was recently diagnosed with narcolepsy. I have witnessed firsthand the difficulty in achieving the proper diagnosis, symptom manifestations, and life adaptations caused by severe narcolepsy. The average time between the onset of symptoms and diagnosis is about 10 years, and so because of this, they can face many issues which are misunderstood throughout their life. The intense feelings that can trigger signs of narcolepsy, like cataplexy, can drive people away from emotional interactions in order to avoid those reactions caused by narcolepsy and the sleeping disorder. Affected people can also suffer from extreme anxiety and pull themselves away from situations. They can be seen as lazy or rude when they don't give their full attention to people or projects that they're working on. But in reality, they're just not capable of a normal functioning lifestyle due to their extreme fatigue and unexpected bouts of sleep. They also may struggle with interpersonal relationships. Along with the emotional effects that it may cause, there are also extreme worries of possible physical harm of those suffering from narcolepsy. They have increased risk of injury in car accidents, burns or cuts in the kitchen, working in shops, repairing, among any moderately dangerous activity because they can fall asleep almost spontaneously. Potentially due to the deficiency in certain chemicals in their brain, they're also correlated with narcolepsy as weight problems. The same deficiency of the hypocretins that controls wakefulness also regulate appetite and feeding behavior, which may explain not only how narcolepsy develops in some people, but also why people with narcolepsy have higher rates of obesity compared to the general population. That's stated by a study done in the National Institute of Neurological Disorders. So there are endless ways in which narcolepsy can reach its pervasive hand directly into the lives of narcoleptics and stop them from living normally, but there are also ways that it can be treated and controlled. So medicines are one way that it can be treated. They are administered. Certain medicines, such as stimulants, can be administered, and one of these would be amphetamines. They increase alertness. Antidepressants can treat cataplexy and your hallucinations and paralysis. And then sodium oxybate is a drug that's used to help induce sleep. So that would be like when you want to sleep at night or for naps, and it's a stronger drug. The Sleep Foundation details ways that medicine is able to treat these symptoms, but there's also a lot of side effects that come alongside with using these medications. The Sleep Foundation lists these issues. Stimulants can cause headaches, irritability, mood changes, nervousness, insomnia, anorexia, and heart problems. Antidepressants can cause nausea, weight gain, anxiety, and emotional problems. Sodium oxybate can result in mood changes, nausea, and excessive sedation. Other treatments besides medications can include therapies or counseling. Behavioral therapies can create a lifestyle that helps a person cope with their sleepiness and avoid behaviors that can affect or can prevent them from being in dangerous situations. Narcolepsy is a chronic condition without a cure. While there are medications out there today that can suppress and control these issues, there's no way someone diagnosed with narcolepsy can ever live a life free of the many symptoms associated with this disorder. In conclusion, this evening I have discussed the symptoms, treatments, and a few personal stories of those affected by narcolepsy. Those who live with narcolepsy live with persistent sleepiness or fatigue, and daily activities can be disrupted by a variety of symptoms, including paralysis, hallucinations, or cataplexy. Disorder leaves them with an inability to remain attentive and participatory in normal events such as work, school, or simple tasks like driving and cooking. Narcolepsy is a neurological disorder that has many symptoms which can severely affect the lifestyle of those with this disorder. And although there is no cure, there are ways that it can be treated and controlled. I hope that after hearing these stories and the details of narcolepsy, you have a better understanding of this rare but life-altering sleeping disorder. Thank you.
Very good.
Very good.
That was 11 minutes.
Yeah, tell me about it.
I'm so
My
sorry.
food is cold.
5 to 7. Yeah, they probably will.
Yeah, we'll just cut it off. Just only show 7 minutes of it.